now that we learned about outputting the command, like date command and all these sorts of things, that's actually, we can combine them together. For instance, let's say echo, we want to do some logging, right? Like we have a server and we have a website and we want to log the information, like some use stuff, and I want to copy it in the file called logs, and I want to have these logs based on the date. So what I can do is I can name them based on the date, right? So we know how to do the date, right? The date command. So let's actually look at the date command before I do this. Actually, date. I can do date plus %f, and as you see, it shows me the date. So what I can do is I can have this and I say echo, for instance, some useful log, or actually let's do something more interesting. Ping ping serialpop.com. So this thing keeps pinging, and then I will do double append, and there say ping that. So this file keeps pinging the serialpop website, and then .txt. Now you will see when I start doing it, it just doesn't stop. That's actually not. Okay, now this one keeps running. Let me actually make this smaller, and then I'm gonna open a new terminal. I go to the front end, and then I do cat ping log, and as you see, I'm just getting all the information in that log, as easy as that. So this is one way that we can actually like keep putting stuff in the files. I just wanted to show you like it's possible to get things going and like combine them together. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is the power of the backticks. So we can put the commands in the backticks to be able to do the things that we want. Like we want to like generate file names dynamically, or anything in that sense. So the next thing that I like to talk about is environment variables. So we do use environment variables for different reasons, especially for us web developers. The most used environment variables is you want to check if the application that you are building is in the development mode or production mode. So if you are in development mode, you don't want to use actual usernames or actual passwords or actual users' data. So the way that you set it up is like you go here in your environment, in your shell, and set it to specific things, a specific value, and then you read it from your program. So if it is, for instance, in dev, you just want to make sure that you use development accounts. If it's production, you want to make sure that you're using the production account. The other thing that we use it for is actually to have the API keys. So the best way to hide the API keys are actually in the environment variables. This way, like only the person that is on the system can read it and nobody else. So these are the two ways that you can have your environment variables. So the way that you can see your environment variables is just export, and then these are the list of my current environment variables. The way that to set up the environment variable is just like, for instance, Hamid, this is, and actually let's have to do it this way, and then I can just echo Hamid, and this is end. Now keep in mind, this one just stays till you have your shell open. So what do I mean by that? Like now that I open my shell again, if I do echo again, as you see, there is not there anymore. So the way to fix that is to type export in front of it. So now I have echo. I do believe that if I still do that, you don't see it. But when you do exporting, you can actually use it in different environments. So I think if I do node and do thing, if I say process and I can see that. But without exporting it, I couldn't see that. So to just prove it to you guys, let's actually do that. I believe it's quit. Okay. So let me close my thing, my application again, and do. Okay. Now we will run the node again, and it's undefined because I did not export it. But as you see, both of these methods, either exporting or just typing it, have an issue because as soon as you close your shell, it goes away. So to fix that problem, you have to write your environment variable in a file called bashrc. So my bash is a little bit like it has a many stuff because I make it very personalized, but you can, as you see, for instance, here I have lots of exports. So let's do another export. Let's say Hamid this is and then let's close that. Now I can say echo Hamid, and it's showing up. And even if I close it now and open it again, it's still showing up because now it's actually in my bashrc file. So it doesn't delete anymore. Okay. That's it about environment variables. They are very useful, powerful in terms of supporting different values, especially for your application. I actually have a little bit of let's actually show it to you. So I wrote a little bit one-liner code to show how these things work. Let's say you have a node application and you want it to be in production mode. So I set the node into prod, and easily I can check that with this command. I'm saying if my node environment is prod, then echo our website is in production. Otherwise, copy it's in development. So let's make it to dev, and now we are developing the website. So as you see, like just changing the environment variables, you can use different configuration. And you do have access to this environment variable even in your application, either it's Node, C++, Java, you do have access to them, and you can make decisions based on these variables. They are very important.